Welcome to Author Toolset Tuesday. Today's quote comes from Napoleon Hill, who said, "Reduce your plan to writing. The moment you complete this, you will have definitely given concrete form to the intangible desire." Now, if writing a book isn't an intangible desire, really not clear what is. Hi there. My name is Christopher D'Armani, and I help authors go from blank page to finished first draft to published book with ease. And one of the ways I do that is by helping you build a complete, detailed roadmap for your author success. It's the plan that Napoleon Hill talked about. Because once we have that plan, we can do anything else that we want. It's just true. If you dream of writing a book, take Napoleon Hill's advice to heart. Honestly, please do. It's great advice. Your book begins with a dream. We all have this idea that we want to share it with the world. That's where all of this stuff starts. And so when we add a deadline and we add a plan, guess what? Our dream is it's now possible to turn this dream into reality. Without a plan and without a deadline to execute that plan, it's pretty difficult to get there. And it all starts with, of course, designing your detailed roadmap for author success. Because this is the plan that details every single step you need to take from going from literally from blank page to finished first draft. It covers that entire gamut of things you need to do, including figuring out when you write, figuring out why this book is so important for you to write, so that on those days where you're having a challenge, it becomes really, really simple. And a whole bunch of other things, including manuscript math, which we'll get to momentarily. Your deadline, of course, is the most important part of this entire roadmap, because without the deadline, the rest of it really is kind of useless. I hate to say it, but it's kind of useless. Some authors, of course, believe that writing setting a deadline for that first draft is the thing that's going to kill their book. It's going to be the thing that's going to make things really impossible, because now there's this pressure that's put on. Well, that's kind of the point, honestly. The point of the deadline is to put that pressure on. But when you do that in the context of a roadmap for success, it all makes sense. It all becomes very, very simple. Now, this, of course, is a problem that faces first-time authors more than anyone else, because the very first time through all of this, you're still learning everything that goes on. You have no idea what the entire process looks like yet, because you haven't been through it. So take advice from someone who's been through this a couple of times. I've written and published 49 books by the time you see this. I think number 50 will be out at the beginning of next year. So that's kind of a cool thing. So I know what I'm talking about when in terms of designing that roadmap for success, the importance of knowing all that stuff up front, including manuscript math, and including having a full structure around how, when, all those kind of things. It just makes writing easier, because I tried for a really long time not to do this. I fought against doing this for like 15 years. And in that entire time, sadly, I didn't complete a single book. So that's kind of what I'm talking about here. I used to believe that crap, and then I changed. Finally, I can be a slow learner. It took me a while to learn this. But it wasn't until I embraced deadlines, when I embraced that detailed structure for my book, that all the success became possible. It didn't happen for me until then. And so the thing that's so true about all of this, sadly, is that structure and deadlines didn't prevent me from succeeding. That was my own mental attitude, my own fears, all that sort of crap that goes on inside our heads. The structure is actually the thing that allowed me to succeed. And it'll do the same thing for you. It truly, truly will. So if you believe your deadline can't work for you, then I really challenge you to challenge that thought. Because it's not true. It's crap your head's telling you out of fear, out of self-doubt, out of some other thing that's simply not true. Your detailed roadmap for success has all the details that are required, including how to calculate, and this is the part that I love best, how to calculate exactly how many days it will take to write your first draft. I call this manuscript math, and it's one of the favorite things that I teach throughout this whole entire process. So if you want to learn more about manuscript math, I highly encourage you to schedule your free 30-minute, no obligation, how to turn my dreams into reality clarity call. Because through this process of diving deeply into your why, and we'll cover off manuscript math too, that's really, really fast, but it's really it's one of those beautiful things that kicks open doors of possibility. It's quite a lot of fun. But when we take this time together to get squared away on what is so important for you to write? Why is this book so important? And dive deeply and peel back all the layers of that onion so you can get to that power source that's behind all of this. It's going to make the entire process so much easier and so much more enjoyable. All right. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.